random cat or dog image generator. The stack we'll be using for this is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and the REST API, right? So what I'll do, let's create the HTML file first. I'll just name this index.html. Also, I'll create the CSS file. So I'll just name this style.css. Let's create a very basic HTML template and change the title to random cat or dog image generator, right? So next what I'll do, I'll just link the style sheet, give the path and name style.css. Let's start writing the HTML. Initially what I'll do, I'll just consider the div and give the class name container. This is going to be the parent div, and let me make use of h1 tag. I'll give the same thing. I'll just copy this one, random cat or dog image generator. So next I'll make use of one more div. I'll just give class name button group, right? So inside this one, I'll consider two buttons. I'll do one thing. I'll just consider two buttons. First one, I'll name this one show random cat. The second one will be show random dog. So let me make use of ID and give the name cat button. Here I'll give the name dog button. Sorry, this will be you, right? So okay, next what I'll do, after closing of the div tag, I'll make use of one more div tag, and I'll just give the class name image container. So inside this div, I'll make use of one more div, and I'll just give ID of name loader and also class name loader. So this is it for this div. And next I'll make use of image src. I'll just leave it like this itself. And for the alt, I'll just give a random animal. This will be making use of this one in JavaScript, right? Inside the making use of the image tag in the JavaScript, and will be displaying the image. So I'll just give ID of name random image. So let me make use of the style as well. Let me give style display none. Sorry. Yeah. So give me a second. After this one, after closing of this div, I'll just make use of button and give ID theme toggle. This button is used for the toggling of light and dark theme. So I'll just give the name toggle theme. So this is it for the HTML. I'll just format this once. Now let's start writing the CSS. So first what we'll do, we'll define light and dark theme variables, right? For that one, I'll be making use of root. Let me give background light. I'll make use of linear gradient of initially 135 degree FF416C. Also hash 2B5876. Next, background dark 2C3E50. We'll set the text light 333, text dark hash EC F0 F1. Button BG light. So for this one, I'll give hash 74 B9 double F. And also button, then BG dark. So I'll just set this one to hash 0984E3. Next, I'll make use of button cat BG light. So for this one, I'll give hash double F 7675. Also button cat BG dark, I'll give hash D6 3031. Container BG light, I'll just make use of RGBA 255 255.8. Next, one last thing, container BG light, I'll just make use of RGBA again. We just set this one to 44, 62, 80 and 0.8. This is it for the root. Then what we'll do, we'll reset some default styles. I'll just make use of the universal selector. I'll just keep margin 0, padding 0, also box sizing to border box. Next, let's style for the body. So what I'll do, I'll just make use of the font family, any cursive font family, right? I just want to make use of any cursive font, sorry, not font family. I'll just make use of any cursive font. Just search for Google Fonts, click on the first link, I'll just search for cursive, this Kedavelle cursive. I'll just copy this one, get font, get embed code, import. I'll just copy this one. I'll just paste this one just above the root. So again, I'll just go here. Sorry, this one, right? I'll copy the font family. Kedavelle cursive. This paste B, the primary font will be making use of as Kedavelle cursive, and the secondary font, if anything goes wrong, will be making use of cursive, right? So Then what I'll do, I'll just give display flex, justify content, center, align items, center, height, 100 view height, background, whereof, let's make use of background light. So we have defined it here, right? Background light, this one, first one. Here, background light, also color, whereof, let's make use of the text light. Also, transition, background, 0.3 seconds, comma, I'll make use of the color, 0.3 seconds. So this is it for the body. We'll style for the dark mode. I'll just give body dot dark. Let's give background, whereof background dark, right? This one. And also color, whereof, let me choose the text dark, this one, right? So this is it for the dark theme. Next, let's style for the container. So I'll just go to index.html. I'll copy this one, then paste it over here. Let's start styling. I'll just give text align center, background. I'll make use of where container VG light, also padding of 20 pixel, border radius of 8 pixel, box shadow 20 pixel. Also, I'll just make use of the RGBA 255, 255, 255 and 0.1. So let me give max width of 800 pixel, width of 100%, also transition of background 0.3 seconds. Again, I'll just consider color 0.3 seconds. So this is it for the container. Let's when the dark mode, we are styling for the container, right? For that one, I'll just make use of dark, also container. For that one, I'll just give background, whereof container BG dark I want, right? So did I miss something here? Or did I give the wrong thing? So both I have given container BG light and container BG light itself, right? This has to be dark here. This is what I missed basically. Container BG dark. So next what we'll do, we'll style for the H1 tag. So I'll just copy this one, H1, and I'll paste it over here. So let me give margin bottom of 20 pixel, also font size of 24 pixel. Sorry. Button group, I'll just give margin bottom of 20 pixel. The style for the button group. Next, let's style for the button. So this was the last thing we style for button group, right? So next, let's type for the button. I'll just copy this one and then paste it over here. So padding 10 pixel and 20 pixel horizontally and vertically. Margin of 5 pixel. Border none. Border radius 5 pixel. Cursor pointer. Transition of background. I'll just give 0.3 seconds. Keys, right? And then height of 3 rem. Font size of 1.5 rem. So next what I'll do, let's design for button hover effects, right? First what I'll do, let's consider the cat button. So this one, ID of cat button, I'll just copy this one and paste it over here. Background. Button. Cat beachy light I'll make use of. Then color, I'll set it to white. Then we'll style for the same thing but on hover, right? And just make use of cat button on hover. Background, just make use of this time. Instead of light, we'll make use of the dark. Sorry. AG dark. Next, let's style for the dog button. I'll just copy the dog button ID, this one ID, right? Just copy this one, paste it over here. What I want, background of where button, 1 second, button beachy light, also color of white. So then we'll style for dog button on hover, right? Background, sorry, this is just background, whereof button beachy dark. Next, we'll be styling for the button of ID theme toggle, right? Here we have made use of, I have given ID of name theme toggle. I'll just copy and paste the same thing. I'll just give background 95 A5 A6. Next, let me give color EC F0 S1. What is wrong here? Yeah. So next, we'll style for toggle theme on hover. Same thing, right? On hover. I'll just choose some darker background color. Just give 95 5 A6. Also color EC F0 F1. So next we'll style for the image container. So image container styling, right? This what I'll do, let's copy image container, right? This one. Let me copy this one. I'll paste it over here. So I'll just give display flex, justify content center, align item center, height of 400 pixel, position relative. Next, we'll style for random image. So let's give max width of 100%, max height of 100%. One second. Border radius of 8 pixel. Also, box shadow of 0, 0, 10 pixel. RGBA of 0. Finally, 0.1. So next, we'll style for the loader. What we'll do is, we have two buttons now. Here in the HTML, we have to show random cat and also the show random dog. These are the two buttons. Whenever we click on the show random cat, right, or show random dog, so we'll display initial loader. Why I have made use of the loader is, I had observed that from the API we are taking the image, right? It was loading very slow basically. For that purpose, I have made use of the loader. Initially, we'll display the loader and then the image will get generated, right? Either if we click on show random cat image will be generated, and when we click on the show random dog button, dog image will be generated. So let's style for the loader. So loader, this one, right? I'll just copy this one and then paste it over here. So I'll just give border 16 pixel, solid, F3, also border top 16 pixel, solid, 3498 dB. Next, we'll style for the, I'll just consider border radius of 50%, width of 120 pixel, height of 120 pixel, animation, I'll just make use of spin, 2 seconds, linear, infinite. So position, you'll see the animation once we complete the project. I'll just show. Next what we'll do, I'll just write position absolute. This is it for the loader. We'll make use of the keyframes and design for the spin, right? We'll just make use of keyframes, spin is 0 at 0%. I'll just make use of transform, rotate of 0 degree, also 100%, transform, rotate of 360 degree. So this is it for the keyframes. Then this is it for the CSS. So what I'll do, I'll just format the document once. What I have done is, I have installed an extension called live server. So let's wait for some time. Yeah, this is the one. Whenever we make changes in the index.html file, right? So the changes will directly get reflected in the browser. So rather than reloading the page again and again to see the changes, we can make use of this extension. So I'll just close this one, just right click and click on open with live server. So let's wait for some time. So yeah, initially this is looking like this. So this is the header, and whenever I click on show random cat, so the cat image has to get displayed, and whenever I click on show random dog, the dog image has to get displayed. Initially, this loader is there. We have given infinite, right? So we'll make use of JavaScript and set this one. No worries. And whenever I click on toggle theme, initially the light theme will be this itself, and whenever I click on the toggle theme, it has to turn dark, right? So that we'll be doing with the help of JavaScript. So let's check for responsiveness once. Let's make this completely responsive once. Let's make use of the media queries, right? So we'll just write responsive styles. So what I'll do, I'll just make use of media max width 600 pixel container padding of 15 pixel, right? Next, let's style for H1. I'll just give font size 20 pixel. Also next, let's style for the button. I'll give padding of 8 pixel and 16 pixel horizontally and vertically. Finally, let's style for the loader. Let me give width of 80 pixel, height of 80 pixel, also border width of 12 pixel, right? So this is it for the CSS file. So next what I'll do, I'll just create the JavaScript file, right? So let me create the JavaScript file and I'll just name it index.js. I'll place this file just below the ending of the body tag. So I'll just make use of the script tag. I'll give src index.js. So I'll just format this document. So what we'll do, we'll start writing the JavaScript code. Initially what we'll do, we'll get the HTML, right? For that one, I'll just make use of the variable name cat button. Just give document dot get element by id of cat button, where the cat button is coming from. This one id we have given here, right? I'll just copy this one, paste it over here. Next, I'll make use of the variable name dog button. So again, I'll make use of document dot get element by id of dog button, where the dog button is coming from. This one, right? I'll just copy this one and I'll paste it over here. I'll make use of the variable random image document dot get element by id random image. Where is the random image coming from? This one, image random image we have given here, right? Inside that's an id name. So I'll just copy this one and I'll paste it over here. Next, let me make use of the variable name loader keep document dot get element by id of loader. Where is the loader coming from? This one, div id of name loader we have given I'll just copy the same thing, paste it over here. Let me make use of the variable name theme toggle. Same thing, I'll make use of get element by ID theme toggle, right? So I'll just copy the same thing here and I'll paste it over here. Next, let me make use of the variable name body. I'll just set this one to document dot body, right? Next, what we'll do, we'll attach the event listeners to the functions, right? That one, what I'll do, just make use of the cat button. I'll add event listener, click fetch random cat. This is the function name basically. We haven't, one second. Yeah, sorry. This is the function name. We haven't written this one yet, so we'll make use of it. We'll write this one later. Fetch random cat. Let me make use of dog button. Click again. Fetch random dog. Here, we'll attach the event listener to the theme toggle, right? And call toggle theme. This is it. Next, what we have to do is on the initial page load, right? So if I refresh on the initial page load, we have to display an image, right? Either we'll be displaying the cat image or the dog image. We'll display it we'll display any random image of cat or the dog. I'll just comment this one and write show a random image on initial load. I'll just call the show random image function. We have not written this one yet. I'll just call the same way function show random image. This is the one. Just copy this one. So what we'll do, we'll randomly choose to display either a cat or a dog, right? I'll just make use of the if condition. Math.random. If it is less than 0.5, sorry, have to close this one here. Let's call the fetch random cat function. We have not written this function yet. We'll write else. We'll call the fetch random dog function, right? This is it for the show random image function. So next what we'll do, we'll write the function for, we'll write the function to fetch the random cat image, right? So for that one, I'll just create function. I'll give fetch random cat, right? So then what I'll do, I'll just make use of show loader. I'll just call this function here. We have not written show loader function yet. We'll be writing that one in future. So we'll write the function for show loader, also hide loader, and as well as toggle theme. So we'll write it in the we'll write them in the future. So what I'll do, I'll just make use of fetch and I'll call the API. This will be So this is the API. What I'll do, next step, we'll pass the API as JSON, right? We'll pass the response as JSON. So for that one, I'll just make use of response dot JSON. Next, I'll again make use of then data. So sorry, here I accidentally gave semicolon. So yeah, next what I'll do, I'll just call random image src. I'll set this one to data of URL. Next, again, I'll make use of random image and I'll set the alt attribute to random cat if anything goes wrong. Right? These two things. Next, I'll hide the loader. So initially on the button click, what we are doing, first we'll show the loader, then we are displaying the image. We'll stop the loader. Then we'll display the image, right? So I'll just call the hide loader function over here. Next, what I'll do, I'll just make use of catch if something goes wrong in the API, right? API call. So I'll just make use of console log. I'll just give error fetching cat image. Error. Right? I'll just give hide loader. So next, what I'll do, let's write the function to fetch the random dog image. So it is similar to the random cat image that we have written above, right? So I'll just create the function, just copy the same thing here. I'll just give dog. What I'll do, initially, I'll just copy the same thing, show loader. Next, we'll call the API, right? I'll just make use of fetch. Again, the API is random dot dog oof dot JSON. This is the API. I'll make use of, we'll pass the response as JSON. I'll just copy the same thing, paste it over here. Next, again, I'll make use of the same thing, paste it over here, right? So what I'll do, we have to check if the returned URL is an image or not. For that one, I'll be making use of if condition. I'll just comment this one and write check is the return URL is an image. What I'll do, I'll make use of if condition. Sorry. Data if this ends with JPG just copy the same thing. Give me a second. I'll just copy the whole line instead. Here, I'll just give JPEG. Let me copy, sorry. Here, instead of JPEG, I'll give PNG or Give me a second. Finally, can display the GIF as well. Either it has to be JPG, JPEG, PNG or GIF, right? Let me open the condition. So let's write random image src. Will set this one to data.url. Again, we'll set the random image alt attribute to random, similar to the above function that we wrote, right? Just make this one capital R, will be random dot. So now I just call height loader function. Else what we'll do, if not, fetch another dog image, right? So for that one, I'll call fetch random dog function. So I had missed this one, I think. Yeah. Now this is it. Next, what I'll do, we'll make use of catch if anything goes wrong while calling the API, right? So I'll just make use of log, console log, and just give error fetching. So what I'll do, I have misspelled here. I'll just correct this one. Error fetching dog image I'll give. This is fine. Just delete this one. So I'll just call the error here. Like that. Second, what is this happening? Yeah. Now this is fine. Have forgot to call the parameter, right? So this is fine. Then what we'll do, we'll call the function show loader. Wow. So first, what we'll do, I'll just make use of random image. We'll make use of style, and we'll make use of the display and set the display to none. Next, and make use of the loader, style, display. We'll set the display to block, right? This is it for the show loader function. Next, we'll write the function to hide the loader. So I'll just make use of the random image again. Style. Display. I'll just set this to block. Loader. Style. Display. I'll just set this one to none, right? So next, what I'll do, let's write function to toggle the theme. So I'll just make use of the name toggle theme. So I'll just give the capital T here. I'll just give body. Let's make use of the class list dot toggle of tag. So whenever we click on the button, this function gets triggered, and from the initial theme will convert. From the initial theme, it gets converted to the dark theme. So this is it for the JavaScript. I'll just format this once. So what is wrong here? Could not find hide loader. Hide loader function, what I have done? Oh yeah. So here I'll just make this one capital L. Anything wrong? Fetch random cat. So this has to be capital C, right? So any other thing? Typos. Yeah. I'll just format this once. Let me format all the document once. Let me check now. So initially what we have done, on the initial page load, we are displaying either the cat image or the random dog image, right? So one second, I'll just close this one. Yeah, the function that we have written here on the initial page load, randomly we are randomly choose to display either a cat or a dog image, right? We are making use of the mat.random function, calling the random cat and random dog function, right? So here we are getting the cat image. So whenever I click on show random cat, initially the loader, we are able to see the loader and also now the cat image. If I go on clicking the show random cat image, it will generate the cat images, right? So for now, the cat images, we are getting the images of the cat correctly. So let's check for the dog. When I click on the show random dog, so we are getting the GIF of the dog, right? So next, if I click on the same thing, show random dog, so the dog image is getting generated. Let me click once more. So now we are able to see the dog image. Let me click one last time. So we are able to see the GIF, right? So everything is working properly. Initially we are able to see the loader. Also, whenever I click on a random cat image, the image of the cat is getting displayed, and whenever I click on show random dog button, the image of the dog is getting displayed. So on click of the toggle theme button, so we should be able to toggle between dark and initial theme, right? So if I click on the toggle theme, now we can see that the page is in the dark mode. Again, if I click on toggle mode, it will be back to the initial, right? So every functionality is working properly. So this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.